Hey, everybody, welcome to our 7-minute health chat. It's Robin and Kim, and we are here today to talk about hormone management. And we're going to give you some tips on how you can manage those hormones, because as we get older, our hormones are like kind of everywhere, or can be everywhere. And we may feel a little bit out of whack. So, and largely that can be due to our hormones shift. And so I want to talk about like what, our hormones, as we get older, our hormones do shift. And we may notice that our body composition wants to change or starts changing. Our muscle wants to turn into fat. Yeah, we don't like that. And so, and our hormones regulate so much in our body with our growth, reproduction, our sexual health, and just, feeling good, right? So we're going to talk about ways that you can manage and help to balance hormones, because that's super key. And I'm going to talk about ways to balance your hormones through food, because that's an easy one. And we'll talk about other ways as well. So Robin, do you want me to go ahead and go first?
You go right ahead.
Okay, so I want to talk about hormone balancing foods, which are very easy to get and are, this is what we should be focusing on. And I'm going to put my glasses on because I got all this stuff I want to read. I don't want to forget anything. I'm not going to read it all, but I just don't want to forget my notes. But this is what our hormones like. They like healthy fats, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. They love fruits and vegetables. That's what our hormones love too. They love quality proteins and like eggs, fish, and meat, but organic and grass-fed. And they love especially cruciferous vegetables. So cruciferous vegetables are like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage. These all have sulforaphane in them, which are also cancer fighting, but they also help with our hormone balance, which I think is key. And so I just want to tell a little bit. It also helps our liver metabolize estrogen, which is really key. And also we want to make sure like we can, using extra virgin olive oil to drizzle over like your salads and stuff is very easy to do. So cruciferous vegetables. Now let's talk about the healthy fats. That would be salmon and your fish, your fatty fish. So think of your smash fish. That would be, spells out smash. So that would be salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines. I love sardines, and herring. Those are like the 5 fatty fish. Now, don't give me that look, Robin. It's like,
I wish, I just wish that I loved salmon. I would eat it every day.
That's
I know
right. You don't
that's
like
how
salmon.
I
Can't believe
don't.
it.
But now listen, I have a friend and she just gave me a can of this organic wild caught salmon.
Okay.
And I'm going to try it. And if it's good, I am going to let you guys know, but you can only get it online.
So,
and it's out of Oregon.
Okay. And so, some salmon can be very polarizing, especially canned salmon. I think it's definitely has a strong taste. But focus on, if you do fresh salmon, you want to focus on wild caught salmon and from Alaska, typically, and not the farm. Don't go for the farm salmon. That's got stuff added. They actually add, I saw a picture of what farm salmon looks like. It's gray, and they have to add the pink coloring to it to make that look that healthy flesh. I know, right?
Don't get anything farm, no, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You want wild.
So
wild.
So these are high in omega-3s, fatty acids. So that's what we talk about, the smash fish, fatty fish. And also your walnuts, flaxseed, extra virgin olive oil, avocados, woohoo, my favorite food, and chia seeds. And I do want to talk about avocados because especially these positively affect our cortisol levels. And women, as we get older, our estrogen, progesterone go down, cortisol levels go up, and women start complaining about getting that fat around the middle and getting belly fat or belly bloat. And there's a reason. It's because our hormones are getting out of whack. But avocados to the rescue. So don't be afraid to eat avocados. I eat not one or two a day. I eat at least one a day, or one, not a whole one, like usually a half. If I'm eating one every day or some avocado every day, I usually do half. Sometimes I do a whole if I haven't eaten one for a while. But it helps to influence our estrogen and progesterone. And so it's definitely helpful, helps balance our cortisol. And It's also packed with fiber and fat, which is very good for satiety. So avocados are your friend. Don't be afraid to eat those.
If you haven't noticed, she's trying to sell you the
I know.
avocados.
I wish I had an avocado farm.
Hey, so while we talked about cortisol, I'm just going to talk about
Yes,
it real quick
yes.
before we go on to more things. This is so true what she's saying, everyone. So listen really closely. That stress hormone, it screws you up. So I am really struggling with it right now. And it's my belly fat. And mine is not because like I'm stressed, like from outside forces or whatever, or depression or anything like that. Mine is a physical stress because my shoulders are hurting me so much
Mm.
that I am in constant pain every single day. And it stresses me out to the nth degree. Like I can't put a shirt on. I can't pull up my pants without being in pain. I can't sit in a chair with both arms down without feeling pain. So that's really got my stress hormone like, and I have packed on a few pounds, and it's my belly fat. So it's truthful what she's saying because I'm living it right now, but I'm getting it fixed. So hopefully
Yay.
this time next year I will not have any of that. But
That's
it's
right.
amazing because I'm like, what is happening to me? I don't understand it. And then the more I read into it, I'm like, it's my cortisol levels. I know it is.
Yeah,
So
I know.
that's all
So
I want to say about that.
no, I think, thank you for sharing and being vulnerable about that, because I know the struggle is real and you're not the only one, Robin, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
yeah, but you can get your shoulders fixed, which is good.
Yep. Yep.
So I want to talk about fruits and veggies, because we want to be careful too about not getting way too many fruits, because fruit is full of fructose, which can mess with your hunger hormones. So your leptin hormone is your satiety hormone. It tells you when that you're full. And so you want to make sure that if you eat too much fructose, that starts to get out of whack and doesn't tell you to stop eating. So that's why be careful with too much fructose. And typically for women who are not trying to lose weight, like 2 to 3 fruits a day are not a bad thing. That's good for maintenance. So that's about 20 grams of about sugar in there. So, and then studies have shown, I want to read, this is really interesting. Studies have shown that even one serving of a high pesticided fruit or vegetable has a negative impact on fertility. I thought that was really interesting. And we were going to talk about, the Environmental Working Group has a Dirty Dozen list of foods you should buy organic. And they also have a Clean 15 list of foods that are okay to buy non-organic. And so you don't have to buy everything organic, but I think that was really interesting. But do you want to read that real quick, Robin?
Yep.
Okay.
So best to buy organic, guys. And I'll in the comments of this, I'll post these in there. So organic is best to buy strawberries, spinach, kale, grapes, apples, nectarines, bell and hot peppers, cherries, peaches, celery, tomato, and pears. And then okay to buy conventionally grown avocados, sweet corn, onions, papaya, pineapple, peas, sweet peas, asparagus, honeydew, cantaloupes, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, watermelon, mangoes, cabbage, and kiwi.
Yep.
So
And
there you go.
interesting thing about those is like usually the Clean 15 is like it's thicker skins, so it doesn't get into the fruit or vegetables.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the thinner the skin, they're more likely the pesticides will get through the skin. So here's another interesting thing. We want to avoid endocrine disrupting chemicals like glyphosate, and glyphosate is what is AKA Roundup. It's sprayed on 96% of our wheat products today and many other crops. So the more we can not eat glyphosate, which is actually an antibiotic, and it's not good for our gut bugs either, and that a lot of people get leaky gut. But it also disrupts our hormones. So, and then here's an interesting thing. Here's something to help with your body releasing excess estrogen and excess hormones. So fiber really helps to clear out, and we need to eliminate daily actually to get rid of the excess hormones mostly estrogen. And so those would be your root vegetables and your carrots, your sweet potatoes. So veggies like that help just get the squash, just helps get everything out and eliminate. So
And yum. And you were going to talk about coffee.
oh, well, okay. I talked about coffee.
Well, you were going to talk about like the pesticide thing and
Oh, right. Well, coffee too. And I
Yeah.
did this in my stories this morning. I talked
Yeah.
about like, because I regular coffee anyway, kind of, I lowered my intake of coffee. Coffee is high in polyphenols. It's actually healthy for us, but it's a highly pesticided crop. So I buy organic coffee. So I make sure my coffee is organic and so it's free of the pesticides. So keep that in mind too.
Well, that's why I wanted you to bring it up, because I have another story. So I
Okay,
talked to Greg. Greg is in Chicago, and
her husband.
yep, he had coffee, not regularly what we get at home. And he said he felt so terrible that it like scared him a little bit.
What?
And I'm like, that's weird. So now the caffeine, sometimes he has kind of like a funny reaction to caffeine, like he can't have too much caffeine. But the more he talked about it, I was like, ooh, you know what? I'm thinking about those pesticides. Probably wasn't organic coffee. So I don't know. Just be careful
Yeah.
about the kind of coffee that you're drinking. I agree, because we don't know what they put on it. And when we were in Costa Rica, they even told us, like at the coffee bean fields or whatever, that you really have to watch your coffee that you get because of the pesticides. And this was
Wow.
like the coffee growers, they were telling us this.
How long ago was that,
So,
Robin?
I'm gonna say that was probably 5 years ago we went.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Very
So,
interesting. So
yep.
the other thing we want to focus on, I'll just talk one more, proteins. So women, we need protein. We need 25 to 30 grams per meal. That means 75 to 90 grams per day. We got to build muscle. I know you can't see work, but protein is very important for women's health, men's health too, men and women's health. But
Yep.
especially for hormones, we need to focus on quality proteins, not the animal proteins that are given antibiotics or hormones. We want grass-fed, grass-finished, clean animal proteins, that organic, the free-range chicken, the eggs that are not
Pasture raised.
Thank you.
Yep.
And actually I go for omega-3 eggs because you get the omega-3s in there. The omega-3s
Yep.
are an extra 125 grams. And I'm like, okay, I'm going for those. So we do that. So eating an anti-inflammatory diet I call it the human diet. That's what we should be eating. Foods that don't inflame us. That means processed foods. That means refined sugars and flours. That means baked goods. That means foods that you can't even recognize them. They're they're so far from their original form that we were meant to eat. And that goes back to the wheat products, gluten, the dairy, the conventionally farmed dairy. So, focusing on clean, the whole foods is your best friend. Go for the cruciferous vegetables, go for the clean protein, go for the healthy fats. I mean, that's what it's about. So
Not protein bars, people, not protein
oh my
bars.
gosh, protein bars don't get me started on that. But I do have a list of here just to talk about the inflammatory foods. So what wreaks havoc on our hormones? Non-organic food, sugar spikes your insulin, factory farmed food. There's 7 hormones used there that we don't want. White bread, gluten and sugar, dairy, which causes acne and other things, processed foods, seed oils. We didn't really talk about the hateful 8, but there's seed oils that we want to avoid, gluten, alcohol, highly processed soy, and don't get mad at me for this one, artificial sweeteners. It's a fake food. Your gut.
I don't get mad. I never did use artificial sweeteners.
Yeah. No, I'm talking to everybody.
I get mad at you for the alcohol.
No, you can get mad at me for the alcohol, but I know people who cannot give up their diet soda. They cannot give up, it's like, oh, girl.
And I didn't understand it. I used to drink diet soda many, many, many years ago. I mean, I haven't drank it for probably 10 years, but
wow.
I mean, a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's diet. It's good.
Yeah, I know. Every once in a while, I get a chance to taste one because Jim will get it, like we're at the airport or something, drives me crazy. But I'll have a taste and I'm like, oh my gosh, all I taste are chemicals.
I know. I can't
Ugh.
believe I drank it. I don't know.
Can't either. I know. So
All right.
anyway,
Well, we've definitely exceeded our
I
7
know, I
minutes,
know.
but this was important stuff. So
I think so. And it's something we can do. It's something we can do on our own. We can, if you need help, reach out to us, but this is something you can do and just focus on these healthy hormone balancing foods. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And
Yep.
we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Next
instead
Tuesday,
of
right?
Wednesday. Yep. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.